Hey, this is Ben Covich from Elevated Trips. We're here in the grasslands of the Tibetan Plateau, probably around 3,500 meters, very high in altitude here. Beautiful open grasslands and Mongolian culture here, yaks and sheep grazing everywhere. And we're here with this nomad lady. We've come upon her, and she is making chura, or that is the Tibetan word for cheese. They basically take the yak milk and then they dry it out in the sun, and it produces a very rock-hard cheese that they put in their sampa or other dishes. And actually we have some of our Western cheese here. It's a little bit beat up from being in our backpacks for a few days from backpacking and camping. But we gave her some of our cheese and she tasted it. And most Tibetans think Western cheese is a little strange because it's a little soft for them. Many Tibetans actually call Western cheese just butter because they think it's kind of weird and not really real cheese. So we're going to explore the cheese making process with this Tibetan nomad lady here.
So she said that after milking the Zhu, which is the female yak, so where we have the animal here. So she said after she milking the Zhu, and then after that she cook it. She boiled, it's kind of like a medium boiled, and after that they have a machine which separated the butter and cheese separate, and then after that she will just make this one. This is we call it tara. So tara is the one that which makes cheese. So this is the machine which makes separate the butter and cheese. So this one comes from butter. This is butter, and the other one is the tara. We call tara. That tara is the one which chira comes from. And after that, you just dry it under the sun. So the sun is very hot and very strong. That chira kam guna ni ma chim zung korku. So normally, because the sun is very strong, so it takes only 1 or 2 days. If it was very sunny, so it will become the very dry chira, dry cheese. For boiled, this one it takes about 20 to 30 minutes, and then you can. So it's the butter chira comes. So she said, this chira is better than the European Western chira.
All right, I'm going to try some of this. Ooh, this is hot. So this stuff is fresh right here. Okay, you can see it's a little gooey. Almost the consistency of like a hard glue. But once it gets in the sun, it'll get quite hard. And we're going to taste it and see if it's better than the Western cheese. It's nice. A little tart, juicy, very moist. It's nice. Very nice. I could put this on a hamburger. Almost like a cottage cheese. as a yak herder and a woman who lives on the pasture, what is her daily schedule like? What does she do in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and yeah.
Oh, that not the other long that is she was so dirty, so jokey. You hara, Joe Bajili. That only that young Kardari will be detached so on the Northern market, and the Omar Corner Uncle Corricating. Chara religion with me that I was eating that.
So she said the routine is that she get up early morning and then she just milk the yaks and also collect the yak dung on the field.
Right.
And then for burn it.
Yeah, so they're using the yak dung for the fuel, for the stove.
Yes,
because there's no trees here.
No trees here.
So I should get that already.
So she need to do that, and then after milking and after collecting the yak dung, and then she need to start it to make the milk to turn into butter and cheese, and then she need to do this to also part of. So she need to make the cheese and dry it, and then but at daytime from around lunchtime or afternoon, early afternoon, there's not much things to do. And but at night she need to collect the yaks at the home, and then so she need to tie them on the rope and for next day too. And also she said that she need to take care that the fences, that sometimes the yaks will jump the other side of
the fence.
fence. So she said that sometimes she need to watch in that. So she's making the cheese. So if you want to see butter, so she said later she will show you the butter.
Great. Yeah. Okay, that was a super interesting interview with our Tibetan host here. Now she's going to take us out to this other tent, and we're going to see the process of making butter. This is going to be really interesting. This is called ongwa in Tibetan. This is actually yak poop or yak dung. See, there's a little grass in it. So yaks actually have 4 different stomachs, like a cow. And when they poop this out, it's mostly chewed matter. And then obviously there's no trees here on the Tibetan Plateau. So they take the poop, they gather it from out in the grasslands here where the yaks have been going to the bathroom. So they take this poop, they smear it on the grass, and then the sun is very bright, very hot right here at this high altitude, and it dries it on the grass and it produces this kind of flaky material, and this is what they use for their fuel inside their stove. So this heats their home and also produces boiling water, and this is how they cook, using this fuel, the yak dung, for their fuel. Okay, so that's the yak dung. We're going to go inside of this tent here, and we're going to get a little peek at how to make Tibetan butter.
So this is for 6 days.
6 days.
Yes.
Wow. So 10 yaks times 6 days, so that's about 60 milkings.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, wow. And how long will this butter actually last?
So she said for 1 year.
1 year?
No, 1 year for they need around about 10 of this.
Okay, 10 of these blocks?
Yeah.
Okay.
10 of this. Right.
Okay.
So for 3 people,
Yeah. They can live off that for
yeah, 10 of these
About-
per year.
2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's great.
cheese하고 내리지.
Marjagan alting da sak samba or sagun. Shirara samba da tergi sagun sachlegun. Kanda sak tallina chigna. Shimligna chigna tattariya.
Yeah. So she said normally butter. So she makes samba with cheese and the barley flour,
Put it all together. Yeah.
and also she's cooking, making the butter cakes
Okay,
with cheese.
okay. Is that a snack or a dessert? Or what is that?
Dessert.
Yes,
It's
after
dessert.
Okay. So she uses it in her sampa to create the barley flour mixture for her breakfast every morning, and then for dessert as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Does she also use it for cooking to grease the pan to make the food not stick to the pan?
Okay, can you say again?
Sometimes you add butter or oil to a pan so that it can help the cooking process so the food does not stick to the pan. Does she use it in her cooking as well? Does she put it on the pan?
단디 그렇게 참참 꼬리대 띠까 졌는데 띠민사게.
또라요. 작은 알ting 꼬리 피었나.
Yes.
Like if she's frying potato or something.
Yeah, that's it. And also sometimes she said she just put it in the butter tea and then with the bread and then just put the bread in the
Okay.
the butter tea and then
Adds a
it
little
like
butter
that.
flavor to the bread. Okay. Yeah. So rather than smearing the butter on with a knife, they just dip it right into the hot
that's it.
melted butter.
That's
that
it.
sounds good. So they use it for breakfast, for dessert, for cooking, and then also for producing the famous yak butter tea.
같이 말은 니마식 그런 거다 나한테 님이 공부잖아. 납치하다 성민아 말도 유치 동거 가서
님이고 싫어요. 납사.
납치하나.
님이고 나디다 정말 사오그리.
So she said especially for breakfast and lunch use more butter.
Yeah.
But normally for dinner not much use butter.
Okay. Yeah. So much for breakfast. Okay. Wonderful. Yeah. Can you thank her for teaching us about the butter and the cheese today?
주 따뜻하게 말다 치라다 근데 민차샤 놓고 과진 cheese.
Yeah.
미치자 돈 좋아하면 그렇게 돈 더 단적 관하지 세우는.
So she said she showed everything what I have.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Here.
That's all she needs. Yeah. My friend Sanji says if we have the yak, we have enough, and that means that for him, if they have the yak, that is the staple of their whole life. You can see the dung is the fuel for their cooking. It's the fuel for heating their home. The yak is their source of butter, cheese, of course meat, of course fur. She talked about she used to make sheep furs and sell them in the market as part of a Tibetan robe. So the yak and the sheep, these things are the staples of the Tibetan life. And it's a simple life, but they have enough here and they're content with it, which is really beautiful. And I think we could all learn something from that point.